Swanson escapees. Now, according to sources both inside and outside of Swanson, 4 juveniles escaped from the facility around 9:30 last night. A representative with the Juvenile Justice Department told us one escapee was found earlier today in Monroe. The others still on the run. This incident, one of several for the facility over the last few months. Just 3 weeks ago, officials were searching for 2 other escapees. We will keep you updated as the story develops. And new at 6, accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein died this morning at his own hands. The suicide happened in a New York jail where officials say the 66-year-old appears to have hanged himself as he awaited trial. Federal prosecutors charged him last month with trafficking girls as young as 14 years old. Documents unsealed in court Friday shows one woman claimed he kept her as a sex slave when she was a teenager. Epstein was found unconscious in his jail cell last month with marks around his neck that officials were investigating as a possible suicide attempt. And new information developing in the mass shooting in El Paso, Texas last weekend. You may have seen video of police arresting the alleged gunman following that shooting. Now, thanks to a newly released police document, we now know that he confessed. NBC 10's Blaine Alexander reports.
When police closed in, the accused El Paso gunman did not try to run. Instead, the man who police say just moments earlier murdered 22 people at a nearby Walmart calmly told police, "I'm the shooter." In a newly released arrest affidavit, he spells out his racist motive, telling officers, in his words, he was targeting Mexicans.
They've just been forthcoming with information. From what we saw initially, it's definitely indicative of hate crime.
Today, 3 more victims will be laid to rest. 56-year-old Maribel Hernandez Loya, who leaves behind 4 children, and Jordan and Andre Anchondo. The couple died shielding their 2-month-old son Paul from the gunman's bullets. Earlier this week, President Trump visited El Paso and met with the Anchondo family. But this morning, a photo from that meeting is drawing backlash. Tweeted by First Lady Melania Trump, it shows her holding the orphaned infant. President Trump standing alongside them, smiling and flashing a thumbs up, a pose he used in other White House photos throughout the day.
That horrible, creepy picture of him with a thumbs up with Melania holding an orphaned infant, I think says it all.
But the criticism came fast, many calling his picture with the infant insensitive. But the baby's uncle tells the Washington Post the president was just there as a human being, consoling us and giving his condolences, adding that his slain brother, the child's father, was very supportive of President Trump.
Now, officials with Walmart say the corporation is making changes to the way it markets violent video games. The company is removing any displays and signs that show violence, but they will still continue selling the games themselves. Now, on a lighter and local note, the sun's out today and so were the fishing poles. Local kids spent their day casting their lines at the 3rd annual Cast for Kids event, teaching kids with disabilities how to fish. NBC 10's Maya Hudgens has the story.
With rods in hand, these kids were reeling in fish by the minute, though for some, it was their first time.
Many of them don't get to fish, don't have the opportunity, so this event allows us to introduce them to the sport of fishing.
Up until 3 years ago, there had never been a fishing event for children with disabilities in Louisiana, other than in New Orleans. The last 3 years, this annual event has been held at Darbone Lake.
3 times.
So you've been here all 3 times that they've had it, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
In addition, Cast for Kids can help parents relax and know that their kid will be attended to.
A lot of times you go to an activity that's not based for your child and they feel left out because they're not able to attend. Well, this event is exactly the opposite. It's for those children that need special attention.
This event isn't just about fishing. It allows kids to socialize and meet new friends.
My favorite part of being out here is to fish and be with my friends.
Some children have actually become fish whisperers, catching 6 or 7 fish throughout the day.
They can bring the kid here, and it's not a struggle. You know, they're going to be taken care of and enjoy their day.
Many parents say their kids stay up all night due to excitement that's to come.
I got a text message this morning at like 5 o'clock that, you know, Noah was excited. He was ready to fish.
In Farmerville, Maya Hudgens, NBC 10, your local news leader.
There were 17 kids at the event today, supported by all their families and friends. And kids weren't the only ones fishing today. The Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Office held their 2nd annual bass tournament. The fishermen battled in the heat to see who could catch the biggest bass on the Ouachita River. There were 39 teams that registered, the biggest bass weighing in at over 5 pounds. All proceeds from the event will go to the Horse Assisted Therapy Service in Calhoun and the OPSO Deputies Benevolent Fund. Now coming up on NBC 10 News at 6, a fast food chain gives back to local kids before classes start. Church's Chicken in Monroe handing out tons of school supplies to children in the area, getting them ready for the new year. Brian, what can we expect with weather as classes start?
Well, you might want to give your kids some ice cream as we head in the next few days or so. Going to be definitely your best friend. It's going to be hot and humid. I'll tell you how hot it's going to get and when we'll see some relief when NBC 10 News at 6 continues.
Are you a DirecTV or AT&T UVerse subscriber who can no longer watch our sister station, Fox 14, through your television provider? First, we apologize for the inconvenience, as DirecTV and AT&T has refused to accept our parent company's offer to extend negotiations to avoid disruption to your service. We encourage you to reach out to DirecTV and AT&T at the number on your screen to express your concern for not receiving programming from KARD Fox 14, in addition to the most accurate weather forecast and local news that protects and informs you and your family.
The Animal House is your local pet store. Cypress Street, West Monroe.
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer.
John Bell Edwards gave us his word.
Will you raise taxes on individuals or businesses?
No.
Again.
I'm not going to look at raising taxes.
And again.
I don't have a plan to raise taxes.
But he did raise taxes, highest sales tax in the country. He broke his promise and we're paying the price. The national economy is booming, but Louisiana is ranked dead last and is being left behind. Higher taxes, lost jobs. That's John Bell Edwards, paid for by RGA Right Direction PAC.
Get the 6-minute advantage with the live Storm Tracker Doppler radar on NBC 10, keeping you and your family safe. Brought to you by E. Orem Young Law, the bankruptcy specialist.
I'm Eddie Risponi. I'm 100% pro-life, a lifelong outdoorsman, and a businessman who's created thousands of jobs.
Conservative outsider, Eddie Risponi.
I'll stand with President Trump to ban sanctuary cities, require work for welfare benefits, and give voters the right to approve serious tax reform.
A plan so easy, a career politician could do it.
They never will.
Boom, there it is. Eddie Risponi for governor.
John Kleigel's here for Interstate and West Monroe. It's our summer clearance event and our anything for trade sale. Bring it in, whatever it is. We're taking it for trade towards your new vehicle. Boats, jewelry, four-wheelers, even livestock. And you get to drive your new vehicle, a Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, or Fiat of your dreams. Shop InterstateDodge.com. We're taking anything, so bring it in to Interstate Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in West Monroe.
NBC 10 News at 6 continues.
Church's Chicken helped out the Monroe community today by giving out free backpacks and school supplies and a seafood buffet. They passed out over 100 backpacks filled with pens, pencils, notebooks, and binders. Church's Chicken wants the community to know that they care about child education. In addition, they know school supplies can get expensive and hope that this can save $1 or $2.
With so many families having so many kids, you know, school supplies can be a lot when you got 4 and 5 kids. So we just want to let them know that churches care. We care.
Customers say that they are thankful for not only the supplies, but for the love Church's Chicken has showed. Now, is it going to be hotter than some fried chicken out there today?
Yeah, we're certainly going to be feeling like fried chicken as we get into next week with highs in the 100s possible and heat index values feeling even warmer than that. We'll talk about how long that's going to stick around and when we'll see some relief when NBC 10 News at 6 continues.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Buick Encore for around $199 per month. Or get over $4,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
John Kleigel's here for Interstate and West Monroe. It's our summer clearance event and our anything for trade sale. Bring it in, whatever it is. We're taking it for trade towards your new vehicle. Boats, jewelry, four-wheelers, even livestock. And you get to drive your new vehicle, a Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, or Fiat of your dreams. Shop InterstateDodge.com. We're taking anything, so bring it in to Interstate Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in West Monroe.
Randy Ayala and Bodie Brooks, weekday mornings on NBC 10 News Today, your local news leader.
All right, so this is how it's going to go down. You are going to say, you'll get the best deal of the year on Xfinity TV and internet. And you even get this. Mike, you're on balloons. Sarah, you're going to high-five everybody. Ben, you're going to be wowing them with your dance moves.
Don't miss the Xfinity Best Deal of the Year. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Now's the time for amazing TV and internet during our Best Deal of the Year. You'll get huge savings with 2 years of DVR service and 1 year of Showtime included. And ask about even more savings with Xfinity Mobile. Click, call, or visit a store today.
When the hot sun hits your ice cream, lick fast, like a cookie dough ninja.
Apply that same speed to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. For the first time ever, get 20% estimated savings on select Ford models. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards.
It all adds up. Don't you love math? So get here ASAP because tasty deals in summer go fast. Get 20% estimated savings on select Ford SUVs.
Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, your local weather with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Well, happy Saturday to you. Hopefully you've been staying cool today. Another hot and humid one across the Arklamis with some very limited rain chances out there. And you can see on our tower cam, this is looking off towards the east. Hey, there's our WASP wren that we see from time to time. In addition to some of those puffy cumulus clouds out there, really not providing too much in the way of relief today. Here in the Twin Cities, though, not too hot. It is only 93 degrees, but the dew point is at 78, so it is very, very sticky outside, making it feel a lot hotter than that. Live storm tracker Doppler radar brought to you by Orem Young shows that really the only activity that we have is along the river here in East Carroll Parish. Other than that, really not too much going on, and that's because high pressure is relatively in control for now. Temperatures, where the folks have been seeing the rain, thankfully Vicksburg has been seeing some relief. The last couple days, those folks have been sweating it out with 115 plus heat index values through the last couple days, and again, generally lower 90s to upper 80s for everybody else. But when you factor in how humid it is, feeling more like 109 here in Monroe, 100 for Camden and El Dorado, and 108 for Shreveport, and upper 90s for everybody else. So not as blistering hot as what we saw yesterday, but still very, very hot. And that's why the National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for the entire Arklamis. Some of us even under an excessive heat warning as well. So yeah, hot times are on the horizon. We're not the only ones sweating it out here, as most of us are under some sort of heat advisory through a lot of the Mid-South and parts of the plains as well. So yeah, it's here to stay, and thanks to that high pressure that's kind of in control. You can see the clockwise flow around that. There's our boundary that we were watching, kind of situated up in our area. That retreats up to the north. It kind of hangs out towards the northwest for a couple days, and it will be coming back into our neck of the woods. But as you can see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday even, not showing anything in the way of rain chances, and that's when the hottest times will be. Highs will be in the 100s, heat index values in the 110 to 115 or 120 plus range. And again, take these heat exhaustion safety precautions very seriously. Never leave the pets in the car. Drink plenty of water. Make sure you're finding some sort of air conditioning and not exerting yourself outside, and wearing the appropriate clothing, as it can take over fairly quickly. So for tonight, only getting down to about 78 once again. Very warm and humid with no rain chances or even a breeze to really help us out there at all, and most of us going to be in the middle to upper 70s tonight. So even at night, we're not seeing a lot of cooling relief either, which is going to just add to it, getting to 98 degrees tomorrow with only about a 20% chance of those isolated showers and storms developing, and again, all of us going to be in the 90-degree range, at least some way, shape, or form. So as I mentioned, hotter times are on the way for the 7-day forecast. You can see Monday, Tuesday, starting the new week off on a very, very hot and humid note. Very limited rain chances in addition to that. Not so hot front, though, comes in for some relief on Wednesday, only knocking us down, though, to about middle 90s, and we stay hot towards the end of the weekend So August is here to stay. Make sure you're staying cool and safe out there.
And coming up on NBC 10 News at 6, they say leaves of 3, leave them be, but spotting poison ivy in plain sight can be tricky. We take a look at how to spot the signs of poison ivy and how to prevent it when we come back.
I'm Sheldon Hudson. I care about every customer in our network. That allows me to sleep well at night. I feel like I'm doing my part.
It's my job to try to keep the lights on. When a storm's rolling in and things aren't going right for the public, we're out there working. That's the best day, when we kept lights on, or we got lights on, but everybody went home safely.
To get out there on those power lines, to work those lines day in, day out, it's a special breed that gets out there, and they're truly committed.
John Klegel's here for Interstate and West Monroe. It's our summer clearance event and our anything for trade sale. Bring it in, whatever it is. We're taking it for trade towards your new vehicle. Boats, jewelry, four-wheelers, even livestock. And you get to drive your new vehicle, a Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, or Fiat of your dreams. Shop InterstateDodge.com. We're taking anything, so bring it in to Interstate Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in West Monroe.
News, weather, and sports. Follow us on the KTVE NBC 10 KARD Fox 14 Facebook page.
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer.
Just one drop. Oh! Gorilla Super Glue Micro Precise. Of course.
Precise application, controlled dispensing with Gorilla Strength. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Wimpy trash bags, come on. Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Hey ladies, buy Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Dada. I wish.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong. Costs less than Glad Force Flex were sold head to head.
The Animal House is your local pet store. Cypress Street, West Monroe.
C10 News at 6 continues.
Poison ivy may be hard to find in plain sight, but one doctor says the rash is unmistakable. Dr. Melissa Palang with the Cleveland Clinic says the first time you're exposed, you may not get a rash, but each time you get it, it can get much worse. Prevention is key when it comes to poison ivy, so when you're in the wooded areas, be sure to wear long sleeves, pants, and gloves. And when we come back, we'll head up to Haynesville for a special feature about a new book on the Golden Tornado football team. Plus, Louisiana Tech held their first scrimmage of the fall camp. Find out what Coach thought about it in sports.
Best part about football? The highlights. So Dish gives you NFL Red Zone, no extra charge. That's every touchdown from every game Sunday afternoons. Because we know if you miss that action, you miss all this action. And that would be an awful shame.
Dish with NFL Red Zone at no extra charge. Tuned in to you.
I'm Donna Edwards. As a teacher, I believe the best opportunity you can give a child is a good education. That's why John Bell ended years of devastating cuts and is investing in our children's future again. He passed the first teacher pay raise in 10 years, increased funding for K-12 and higher education, and fully funded TOPS. It's a good start, but John Bell won't stop working until every child has the opportunities they need to keep moving Louisiana forward.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get this low mileage lease on this 2019 Buick Encore for around $199 per month. Or get over $4,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
Now, your local sports with Spencer Tillis.
Now, we're just a few weeks away from the start of the high school football season. And it's no secret Haynesville has been a powerhouse program in the 1A for a long, long time. But now there's a new way to appreciate all of that history that came from just one small town in Louisiana.
I moved here when I was 2 years old, and I've been here 62 years. We don't have anything fancy here. We just have the plain, basic things, and we do have a lot of love in this town for each other.
To a stranger driving through, Haynesville probably looks like just another small town in America. And while the days seem to move a little bit slower there, they do have one thing that's withstood the test of time.
I really do believe this football team has kept this town alive as much as it has, you know, and it's just, it's really special is all I can say. It's just tradition.
Only about 2,000 people call Haynesville home, but every one of them has a special bond to their team, and one that often goes back for generations.
These guys that we have playing now, their daddies played, their uncles played. I coached their daddies. I played with their daddies. It's kind of a family thing, so it means something to them. And when they go out there to play, it's not just playing the game. They're playing for those people.
It's family. It's got to be. You can look on the walls out there and see how much the community appreciates it.
Those walls help tell a story that started over 100 years ago, 17 state titles and 38 district championships later. And not only are they the winningest program in Louisiana state history, but they rank 25th in the country.
If you're going to be good at anything, you got to put a lot into it. And the people in this town have invested into this program. The kids have invested into it. The coaches have certainly invested into it. And when you put that much into it, you know, over time, good things are going to happen for you.
And now, over a century's worth of tradition and history can be found in just one place. After spending the last couple of years researching and writing, Bauer was finally ready to publish and release his book.
You know, my main focus was to really cover the history of not only the high school and the football team, but then how they helped bring a community together to succeed.
When a lot of small towns seem to kind of drift this way or that way, this town has kind of stayed stable because of the football program.
Meanwhile, just down the road from there, Louisiana Tech's football team was back in camp today as well as the Bulldogs got ready for their season opener against Texas. And they had a big practice this morning to do just that. It was their first scrimmage of fall camp. Now, this really wasn't about getting the starters any touches so much as it was about trying to figure out who their 2s and 3s were going to be. Developing that depth chart is going to be important. And overall, head coach Skip Holtz was very happy with what he saw from his team.
As a team, we have a chance. I mean, we have a chance, and that's all we're asking for at this point in time. We're still a long way away. This scrimmage was personnel as much as anything to see where we are and who those 70 on the bus are going to be as we get our travel list put together. So I thought it was overall, it's a productive day, and we got some good work.
Yeah, it was a good day. You know, it wasn't about winning or losing today. It was more about personnel, just trying to figure out the depth charts and get guys out here that haven't had enough experience out here at Louisiana Tech. So we just come out here and run some plays and see who can fit in the system.
And preseason's underway in the NFL, if you didn't notice. And in case you missed it, last night this happened. The Steelers were taking on the Bucs. That was Ryan Griffin dropping back to pass. He gets hit, the ball comes out. And guess who comes up with it? Ruston's very own Isaiah Buggs with the nose for the ball, gets the fumble recovery. He also chipped in with 3 tackles on the night. Steelers would eventually go on to win the game 30-28. That is going to be it for sports. We'll have one last look at your forecast coming up next.
Start your mornings with NBC 10 News today.
Preparing you and your kids for the day with the Bus Stop Forecast, showing you how to plan.
The Bus Stop Forecast on NBC 10 News today, sponsored by Creed & Creed, your local injury attorneys.
Heading to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
We got great deals for all our friends.
Better get here before the end of the song. The last of the 2019s won't last long.
During Toyota's National Clearance Event, get $1,000 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease the all-new 2020 Corolla LE for only $179 a month.
Save on the last of the 2019s.
Toyota, let's go places.
Life's full of hopes. We hope she'll say yes. We hope we get the job. We hope for a miracle. But our hope doesn't always come through. Someone else got the job. We didn't make the cut. She liked someone else. But there is a different kind of hope. Hope that doesn't depend on people or circumstances. And this hope will never disappoint us. Visit hereforyou.org.
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer. LSU Tiger fans, it's time to get up and go. Get in the game and get the inside stories on Go Nation. Sunday night at 11:30 on NBC 10. Sponsored by Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys.
Cranking up the heat for the second half of the weekend into at least the first couple days of next week with very, very hot and humid conditions. 101 degrees on Monday possible and 100 on Tuesday as well. So make sure you're staying safe and cool out there, as only dropping into the 80s at night too. Getting some relief in the week, or in the form of a weak cold front on Wednesday. But with that being said, highs only dropping into the mid-90s to upper 90s. So yeah, August heat is here to stay.
I'll be indoors the whole week, looks like.
You're lucky. Lucky you.
All about the AC, 100%. Well, that's it for us, guys. We'll see you at 10 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.